This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, two men are on the run after escaping from an Eastern Kentucky jail. The men overpowered a guard and walked right out the front door of the Kentucky River Regional Jail in Perry County. WYMT's Will Puckett has more.
Yeah, it happened just after 7:30 on Sunday night when two inmates escaped from the Kentucky River Regional Jail coming right out of the front door. John Miller and Carl Engel overpowered a guard who was doing a routine hourly check. They overpowered him, stole his keys, then walked through the three doors that it takes for them to escape out of the jail. This is the second escape in 3 months from the Kentucky River Regional Jail. Jail Administrator Lonnie Brewer says this is a frightening trend and he takes full responsibility for it.
I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned with the fact that this is the second time that we've had an escape from a secure facility, which should not happen. First time was a set of keys being dropped. This time, inmates assaulting a deputy and taking keys. We're doing steps in the jail today to make sure that this does not happen again.
Now, Engel and Millard are not considered dangerous. Anyone with information on where they might be are asked to call police. Kentucky State Police is the investigating agency on this escape. In Perry County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Brewer is switching men's and women's cells, which adds another door inmates would have to pass through to escape. In Rockcastle County, an inmate who escaped from jail yesterday is now back behind those same bars. Police captured this man, John McClure, near a trailer this morning following a chase in the woods. Police believe he climbed a wall in the jail's outside recreational area and somehow managed to slip through a chain-link fence canopy. The jailer says at least two other inmates helped McClure escape. He was originally in jail on burglary and theft charges. He now faces an escape charge. There was a preliminary hearing today in Clay County surrounding a fight that led to a stabbing. WYMT's Madison Pergram was in the courtroom and has more from the newsroom. Madison.
Ricky Gregory appeared in the Clay County District Court today on the charge of first-degree assault. Clay County Sheriff's deputies arrested Gregory on September 18th after they got a call about a stabbing on Gregory Branch Road. When the deputies arrived, they found a man lying in the middle of the road with stab wounds to his torso. That man was taken to UK Hospital. The case today lasted nearly 15 minutes. Joseph White, Clay County attorney, says the case against Gregory is moving forward.
The judge made a determination that there was probable cause to believe that he did commit that offense, and he has bound that over to the grand jury.
That case, like White said, will be moved to the Clay County Circuit Court. We'll have more on a murder case that was also in the Clay County courts a little later. Back to you.
Madison, thank you. Gregory's next court appearance is November 4th at 11 a.m.
And we saw those hot temperatures once again today, of course, with plenty of sunshine, and actually saw a few stray rain chances as well. We'll go ahead and take you to a few of those cameras as we look along the Mountain Parkway over into Powell County. You're seeing that mixture of sun and clouds over there, drier conditions. Looking on top of Buffalo Mountain, seeing a little bit of a rain cloud. Hopefully we'll get some in Perry County in just a minute, but check out these isolated, really stray rain chances we've been seeing throughout the day. Hopefully you've got one and they cooled you off just a little bit. But as we scan the skies now most of them are moving out, and you can see one now moving into parts of Perry County. Might get hit here in Hazard in a little bit. You see one in southern Laurel County, a little bit of a pop-up in Clay, down into Bell, a little bit in one moving into parts of Knox County, one even down into parts of that Clay, Leslie County line, a little bit into Harlan as well. But of course, they didn't cool us down enough. Still into the upper 80s to lower 90s, unless you're in Harlan. Looks like they got a little bit of cool down, 80 degrees, but still 92 in Jackson and Hazard, 89 in London right now, 90 over into Somerset, and it's safe to say we broke the records today. So far, I think we've reached a high of 93 at Jackson. The record was only 85, and the record in London, or the old record, was 87, and so far I think they've hit 90 degrees. So it's safe to say we broke those records, and really we're going to see those temperatures continue to be on the warmer side the rest of this afternoon, and those 90-degree days look to continue as we head into the first day of October, looking like a pretty dry work week as well. But a big cool down is on the way by the time we get into the end of the work week and into the weekend. I'll have more on that coming up in just a few short minutes.
All right, Paige, thank you very much. Certainly feels more like July or August out there, and these temperatures are almost 20 degrees above average. and heat records have been broken for 4 days in a row now, and we broke several others in the previous weeks. Locals say they're getting tired of the heat and just want a break from stepping outside and sweating. Deja Williamson says fall is her favorite season, and she feels she's being cheated out of it.
It'd be nice to just go places and not get tired of being outside because it's really hot. Like, you can't really do much. You can't really enjoy anything because it just gets really hot and then you're just ready to go.
At 6, we'll talk to workers with the Housing Development Alliance about the challenges of working in this heat. President Donald Trump and his allies are going after the whistleblower who exposed his phone call with Ukraine's president, a call which triggered an impeachment inquiry. So far, much of the original complaint has been corroborated by the White House's own transcripts of the call. The president's advisors still cannot answer questions about why President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, reached out to Ukraine instead of government officials.
I did it at the request of the State Department, and I have all of the text messages to prove it, and I also have a thank you from them from doing a good job.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff says a subpoena for Giuliani and documents related to the case could be coming as soon as today. Representative Chris Collins of New York is resigning from Congress ahead of his expected guilty plea in an insider trading case. That's according to a spokesman for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who said Collins has sent a letter of resignation that will take effect when Congress meets in a brief session on Tuesday. Collins is accused of securities fraud, wire fraud, and lying to the FBI in relation to insider trading of stock in an Australian pharmaceutical company. It is unclear if Collins will plead guilty to the same set of charges in his indictment from the Manhattan U.S. Attorney General's office. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, said in a 60 Minutes interview yesterday that he takes full responsibility for the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, but he denies ordering the killing. Khashoggi, a Washington Post columnist critical of the Saudi government, disappeared nearly a year ago. He was last seen going into the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd, 2018. He never came out alive. Saudi government agents are accused of murdering Khashoggi. On only the second day of the fall racing season, a 3-year-old colt named M-Tech was euthanized after breaking both its front legs at the Santa Anita racetrack in Southern California. It's the 32nd horse to die since December. An investigation into the deaths is ongoing, but as of yet, nothing has been determined.
There's a lot of money involved here, but the bottom line is the welfare of that horse should come first, and it never does.
Before the horse was injured, protesters were out in Arcadia Saturday calling for an end to horse racing. Counter-protesters were also outside voicing support for Santa Anita. The Santa Anita ownership group says in a statement, quote, Santa Anita safety measures out and horse and rider safety above all else. There is an expected level of safety and accountability that is required to participate at Stronach Group Racetrack. If anything less is found which could have contributed to this incident, it will be addressed immediately. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Monday afternoon. The Dow closes up today more than 96 points. CVS is pulling a heartburn drug off the shelves over cancer concerns. The pharmacy chain says it has stopped selling Zantac and its own generic version of the medication. The move comes after the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said acid-reducing medicines with ranitidine contain low levels of an impurity that could cause cancer. Zantac and its generic counterpart have not been recalled, but CVS says customers who have already bought the products can return them for a refund. Straight ahead on First at 4, how would you want to spend your 94th birthday? Find out what one man did who was inspired by a former president.
And the heat continues, but a big cool down is on the way by the end of the work week. I'll have more on that coming up.
Somewhere in